All right, welcome back to part three. We're gonna go ahead and paint this, or we're gonna prep and then paint. Um, I've already done some sanding in here. Actually, I've done most of the sanding. I don't want to bore you with all that, so I just kind of lightly went over it with this piece of wet dry sanding grit. I don't know what grit it is. It's really fine. Went over it lightly, kind of just roughed it up, roughed up the sides and the bottom, and got a little bit of dust, but not a lot. The next thing I need to do is get in there and clean that dust out. So I think I'm gonna vacuum it and then maybe, or just wipe it out. I'll probably just wipe it out with a cloth and some alcohol or something. I don't know, something that dries really fast. That's pretty much it. Just, you don't want to get too crazy. You don't have to sand it down with the wood, of course. You just want to get off, you know, kind of a thin layer, shiny layer, maybe dirt, grease, whatever that's on there, so the paint will stick. I've only heard or read about the black paint, conductive paint. It kind of scratches off pretty easy no matter what you do, so it's not like a car finish or anything. So it's going to be inside of here. Nothing's really going to be bumping around. You're not going to be touching it a lot, you know, other than maybe some wires kind of rubbing up on it or something once it's all put back together. But I think it'll be fine. You don't need to get too crazy. Just rough it up, clean it up, and yeah, I'll be coming right back. We're coming back. Coming back. So the next step, you're gonna wanna try and clean out, get the dust off. I just wiped what little dust there was off with a clean cloth. I did a little vacuuming off camera. I got a Q-tip here and some rubbing alcohol, not a lot, just enough to get it wet. So you get in those crevices, and you know, you kind of want the paint to stick better, so you gotta get all that oil and gunk out of those cracks. I had a lot of like dust kind of just stuck in here, just from, you know, hanging out and being a guitar, getting used. Who knows what gets in there? Probably just from our hands and whatnot. Clean that little hole out. That's kind of cool. Pretty much got it. I did a wipe down earlier, but I'm just kind of showing you real quick what you got to do here. So I'm taking a little cloth, get it wet just a little bit with just rubbing alcohol. And you know, I'm not a pro with this, so if somebody out there is like cringing because I'm using alcohol on paint or varnish, then you know, leave some comments and tell me, or just say it's cool. I don't know, say something. All right, so that's good. Came off. So I kind of dulled it. That sandpaper dulled this a little bit. That's all right. No one's gonna see it, especially after I paint over it. I took a picture of that so I can later on, if I want, write it on the black paint. I think that would look kind of cool, actually. Custom, man, custom. So I'm just cleaning out the crevices and making sure I got all the goo and juice and all that off. Okay, it's clean. I cleaned out here already. So now kind of I'm gonna let it dry. I might even hit it with a blow dryer, yeah, blow dryer, hair dryer. And we'll be back. I'll mix the paint up and get it ready. I don't know what mixing there's gonna be, but I gotta shake it at least. Find a brush that I don't like, and yeah, we'll be back. Alright, so I was reading the ingredients on this can, Conductive Shielding Paint, that it is basically an acrylic paint with carbon black and graphite pencil lead. So it's like acrylic. I paint in acrylics all the time. So I'm not going to be using my worst brush. I'm going to be using my favorite brush, acrylic brush, and a glass, which is a bad habit of mine. I use glasses to clean my brushes, and then I drink out of them, which is probably a horrible idea. Not when there's water in there, but later. So one thing with this can is it has these little clips on here, and I guess this is so it doesn't explode while it's being delivered to you. Like maybe if it is on a plane or something, I don't know. But there's these little clips you got to pull off, and that's pretty much it. So since it's just acrylic paint with water, watered down acrylic paint actually, expensive shit. Making some carbon nanotubes right now. I'm guessing that's probably good. It sounds really watery. I don't know where the mic's at. Yeah. I should have put a sheet over this. Well, we'll see what happens. And the moment of truth. Using pliers to do a screwdriver's job. Because I'm too lazy to get up. Again, to go find the right tool. It kind of smells. Oh, it's got something to make it dry. Sealant something. Yeah. Kind of smells. Okay, I guess I should do this in a ventilated room, huh? I am going to go ahead and try this out. Kind of curious. Hoping I don't get it anywhere but on the guitar or my clothes. Yeah, it's kind of thick. It's thickish. So it says 3 coats is good. Well, forums say 3 coats. I gotta go back on the Stu Mac site and see what they say is. But definitely 1 coat is not enough. It's I mean, it's just graphite. Graphite's kind of conductive, but it's not super conductive. Actually, well, certain types of graphite are super conductive. They're finding, but that's a whole other video, which I am probably not. I am not qualified to do. So this is kind of fun. I'm just putting it on here. Easy to see where it's going because it's high contrast, and it seems to be sticking okay. Another thing with this is it says that you have to wait 24 hours between coats. Good Lord. And that waiting and trying to make it dry faster with a hair dryer is not recommended because it has to set up right somehow. The way that it dries, kind of like an ice cube, the molecules got to line up right or something. For it to be, oops, see, I'm going to get it all over this damn thing. I think I put the tape on there. Just paint over the tape. It looks like it's already drying, kind of. So I might, let's see. Yeah, just painting in the little crevices. Get it everywhere. I still need to put that ground screw in. I might do that as a next step actually once this coat dries, because I want to get the screw in contact with the paint, and then paint over the contact for the for the ground for this paint. Anyway, this is boring, so I'll come back when I'm done putting the first coat on. All right. So just a quick note about this stuff is it says do not get on your skin, which I did not, and try not to breathe it in. I turned the fan on and opened some windows up. It does have a little bit of a stink. It doesn't smell like paint though. It just has a weird, like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's a weird smell. So my last step is here is I'm putting that into that little hole where the wire for the pickup comes in. And that's pretty much it. I got it all painted, and I'll let that dry, and then we'll come back and do a couple more coats. Just show you real quick. I'm in between coats. I am putting this ground screw in with no pilot hole, which is probably a really bad idea, but it's only a number 10, which is a very skinny screw. Ooh, 3D. So anyway, just thought I'd show this to you, how I got this in here. I had to use a ratchet because there was absolutely no room for a drill or anything in particular. And you can see this is shiny like pencil lead because it's basically pencil lead. I gotta put one more coat in, but tightening this down, it's getting close. Not splitting anywhere. I mean, that's a pretty big chunk of wood, so I wouldn't imagine it would split. But I am going into the grain, so kind of a weird area. I can't imagine taking this out, in and out a lot. It'd probably get loose. And I ended up going with one of these little tabs instead of getting a proper solder tab, just because I can't find any locally, and I don't want to wait anymore. I just want to get it done. So I'm gonna solder in the ground right there. Boom, done. All right, so we're back. Last coat, last day of this. I put in the ground screw. I actually removed it so I can paint the last coat. I've discovered that you don't want to shake this. You just kind of want to, it says to stir, but I don't have a stick. So I'm just doing a light stir here. Take down maybe, I mean, it doesn't hurt. I shook the heck out of it on my last coat and had a bunch of air bubbles, but they all went away. It just kind of looked weird. One other thing is I got a cheap brush. It's $1, but it's really shitty brush. I don't want to use my other brush because that was a $30 brush, and that's not cool. So this thing, I was getting bristles in my paint. I got a bristle, which wasn't bad, but it was paint splattering all over my guitar, so I had to wipe it all off and fix it. So I cut the bristles short because they were really long. They were always coming up. It was kind of just spraying everywhere. Hopefully that'll fix it. Take this lid off of here. And I was wearing a mask earlier, but it's pretty ventilated in here, so I'm going to do this without a mask for it right now. So let's get this paint going here. Here, I'll give you a close-up view of what we're doing. It's pretty easy. I mean, you know, pretty much anybody can do this. You just got to do even coats. Try to get it everywhere on the sides and whatnot. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but basically going to coat all that and be done. And we'll come back for part 4 and do the pick guard and finish everything up. Cool.